Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny. So today I want to jump into some crystal information for you. Now I know we did a crystal video, but it was a long time ago now, and I've got some advanced information where I'm using the crystals in ways that and finding a lot of success using them in ways that aren't reported about. Like that's not one of their properties listed on the internet, or no one's talking about it. But here I am finding that, you know, the crystals that we've been using this whole time are actually good for a lot of different, like multi-dimensional starseed kind of things, very galactic. So I want to share with you these tips because I've had so much success, and these are probably or at least some of them you're definitely probably already going to own because they're not crazy rare crystals that you need to go searching for. But then you might find some in this small batch that you want to add to your collection. So stay tuned. But before we jump in, please remember to like this video. Just click like right now and give it a thumbs up. Share this video when it's done so that other people can find it. And then make sure that you're subscribed so that you catch each video, which come out every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Okay, so the first crystal that I want to talk about is selenite. So I have this selenite tower. I've had it for a really long time. It doesn't require cleansing at all. I mean, you can if you want to. I think I have smudged it a few times, but it doesn't require that. You don't need to put it under the moon. You actually can't get this one wet because it's like soluble and it will break down, so you don't rinse this one. But you could put it in sunlight, moonlight, or sage it. So if you find this on the internet, what you're going to find is that it's good for clearing spaces and transmuting negative or low vibrational energy and just bringing it back to neutral, which is very helpful. And then you're also going to find that it is actually, if you set it with your other crystals, that the selenite will clear the other crystals as well. It almost acts like a magnet pulling lower vibrational or negative energy out of whatever's nearby. So the room, yourself, the other crystals, within like a certain radius, kind of sucks it up and then transmutes it into neutrality. Because of that, a lot of people use this crystal for protection. And that makes sense, right? Because it would kind of just pull anything like lower vibrational away from you. So here's where I've taken it to a different place. So I've been using this crystal lately for astral clarity and remembrance. So to have clarity when I am doing work in the astral realms while I'm there, and then to remember what I'm doing, like have the like flashes, glimpses, memories of the work that I did as the soul in the astral realms when I wake up. So the way that I do this is I sleep with this crystal either under my pillow or in one of my hands. And then the next morning I remember. Like, it's so powerful. Like, if you want to remember your dreams, your astral experiences, your missions, your meetings, whatever you're up to at night, take a selenite. And I think a big one helps. Like, when it comes to these crystals, I do think size matters because it's just more of that energy, you know? So like a teeny tiny one, I mean, I don't know, but if you get yourself, they come in wands, towers, like get a relatively large piece and then have that either on your nightstand, under your pillow, or like me, you just hold right onto it. And you're going to see that you're going to have a lot more memories, clear, like crisp memories of what you were up to the night before, your dreams, your experiences, all of that. I also find it really helpful for clairaudient conversations. So a lot of the time I'm chatting with my team before I go to sleep, like as I'm falling asleep. And same thing, if I'm holding it or it's near my pillow, then it's near my ear. And it really helps me it makes the conversation so clear. Like I have clairaudience as my main gift anyway, but it even takes it to that much of the next level for like the clarity of the conversation and I don't know, just like the speed of it, like it's just effortless, just a complete back and forth. Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is green fluorite. So again, I have like a large tower of this green fluorite. It's so beautiful. It has like, I'll try and zoom in on this when I'm editing, but it has like layers throughout. And so this, if you were to look into this crystal online and what it's good for, it would be a lot about the heart chakra, which it does for sure. But what I've found is that it's good for any physical ailment. So anything at all, like if you're suffering with, anything, allergies, a cold, backache, stomach ache. Like whenever I have a stomach ache, I like hold it against my stomach when I'm sleeping. So depending on how I'm feeling is what crystal I take to bed with me that night. And so if I'm feeling like something achy or not well, I'll take the green fluorite and put it near that area and fall asleep, and it helps me so much. But I've also noticed that the green fluorite is excellent for ascension symptoms, because a lot of our ascension symptoms are a physical issue. It's about the body transforming itself, and that takes a lot of work. And it's like our cells and our DNA and everything like turning over and upgrading and like becoming crystalline. It's a lot of physical strain. So again, this green fluorite, if you're experiencing like a whack of ascension symptoms, just try it. Try sleeping with it for 1 or 2 nights and see how you feel. Because for me, it really eases any of the physical stuff, like any pain, aches, exhaustion, just all of the ascension stuff. Now, obviously, you can also meditate in the same way with all of these. So like your main uses of your crystals would be meditating with them, hold them in your non-dominant hand. So the hand that you do not write with, that is your receiving hand. So what you want to receive goes in that hand, and anything that you want to give out goes in the other, in your dominant hand. So with crystals, you're trying to receive the benefits and like the healings and properties of the crystals. So non-dominant hand, either meditate with the crystal or fall asleep with it and allow it to do its work. So the next one that I wanted to bring up was the rose quartz. So this is a very large egg rose quartz. So a lot of people use this stone for self-love. So this is the self-love stone. So what I've found now that it also does is it's got a very divine feminine energy to it. It has like a softness, and it encourages that divine feminine feeling to rise. So softness, vulnerability, that's all sacral chakra, your divine feminine. The center of that like divine feminine is sacral chakra, and it holds like your intuition, creativity, the softness, the vulnerability, all of those things. And then I also found that the rose quartz is really great for oneness. So things like unconditional love, unconditional compassion, and that oneness. So as starseeds, we know that we're here to create that world, that equality and that oneness for all beings. And this is a stone that can really help you to get there. So if you're working on oneness, and especially if you're trying to move out of judgment and move out of fear, so moving out of those things that are that separation energy, that duality. So move out of judgment, move out of fear and paranoia, move back into unconditional love, unconditional compassion, and oneness. So that's rose quartz. So it does a few things, doesn't it? Self-love, divine feminine, oneness. The next one is clear quartz. So for clear quartz, I find it really helpful to always choose one with a point, because it really focuses that energy. You can get double pointed quartz as well. This is just a single. And so this one is a really good like handheld size, because I hold it in my receiving hand for readings. So I use this crystal to do readings for people. It's very powerful it's an amplifier, right? So we already know that. The internet talks about how clear quartz will amplify whatever it is that you're trying to work with, including other stones. But I have found that it is perfect for me for readings, for amplification of clairvoyance, visions, and seeing more clearly. And then also focus, because I, just like you, suffer from like monkey mind racing thoughts. And that's so frustrating when you're trying to sit down and do a reading for someone. You need to be so focused, and you need to clear your mind of your own stuff and just be a blank canvas for these new stories to arrive on. So that is clear quartz for sure. It clears, focuses, and then amplifies what's coming in. So if you're trying to do a reading for yourself or someone else, or even if you're doing like a card reading for yourself, you could definitely try this. And remember, non-dominant hand. This one I don't have in such a big size because it's something that I use so often, and I want it to be like travel size. The next one that I want to talk about is citrine, yellow citrine. So this one I also have as a point of yellow citrine. So if you were to look this up on the internet, it would tell you like the main things would be about money and abundance, which is true. It's great for that. But what I have found is this is a stone of divine masculine energy. So solar plexus chakra. So like if you have anything going on in your solar plexus, first of all, then this is a great stone to transmute, heal, release all of that. But divine masculine energy as in divine action, taking action, moving forward, making goals and meeting them, and getting in that flow state of action. So if you're trying to make some changes in your life, then this is a great stone to help you do that while remaining in alignment. Okay, so the very last stone that I have is Moldavite. So this is small because it's so expensive, but I also have a necklace of Moldavite. It's so pretty. I had it cut specifically into like a triangle, but this is just like a rough small piece of it. I think I've shown you this before, but hopefully I can zoom in on this. It looks like sea glass. It's green, slightly transparent, has a lot of ripples and waves inside of it. This is not a crystal. This is a tektite. This is from a meteor crashing into Earth, and this is what it creates, is this green glass. So it's definitely a starseed stone because it has extraterrestrial energy. And that's what you would find, again, if you're researching this stone. You're going to read all about extraterrestrial energy that comes along with it. But what I found is this stone is for major life overhauls. Huge things, like big goals, like changing a job, changing a location, changing a relationship, starting like something brand new like school or a business, getting sober. For me, that one really helped. And it's because it works with your soul nudges. So if you remember the soul nudge video, that was all about how your soul is trying to nudge you back onto your proper like highest timeline path. And if you're falling off, it's kind of nudge you right back onto your aligned path. Well, this stone is not so subtle. It's like a soul shove. This is like the soul shove stone. So if you know that you're trying to work through stuff right now and you're trying to kind of reset your life, overhaul either an area or the whole thing to a place of alignment, like back to your highest timeline, highest self, then you need yourself some Moldavite. But just know that it will happen. And so if you're not ready for those changes, prepare yourself before you get the Moldavite because it works very quickly. You will get a piece of Moldavite and then within a year's time, look back on your life and be like, oh, because you might not see it at first or you might not connect the two. But over time, it really transforms your life. Really in line with the soul nudges. If you haven't watched the soul nudge video, please do so after this video because it's so timely. It's so important right now. And I really hope that this information is going to help you because right now there is so much transition happening. Let's have an ascension talk, shall we? A lot of us, the majority of us, are finding that we are being asked to make major changes in our lives. And it looks different for everyone, but it's something big, something that you've been putting on the back burner for a while. And that just, you're settling. In one area of your life, you've been settling, you've been putting it on the back burner and trying not to worry about it because it's scary to face things. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable and step outside of their comfort zone. It's nice to be comfortable. It's nice to be calm. But I think that most of us are being asked to step into a new role or some kind of big change. And it's scary. And you can use all of these stones to help you, but really pay attention to those soul nudges and really be honest with yourself, I guess really is the most important thing. Be honest. Stop burying things or backburnering things when you know deep down that it's not for you anymore. And you can make a change now, or you can look back in 5 years and be like, wow, I just wasted 5 years and I could have done it then. That's happened to me so many times, so you're not alone. I remember like I know I use sobriety a lot, but that's because it was one of the most like intense things I've ever done. As an example, I use it a lot. So I remember knowing that that's what I needed to do and having like a huge wake-up call with it, and then waiting 2 more years to do it. So we do this to ourselves because we're scared, and then we convince ourselves that it's okay actually. No, you know what? I actually think it's okay. Like it's still working. Like I'll keep my eye on it, or whatever it is, like the job, the relationship, the habit. If it's not honoring you and like lifting you up into your highest truth, just ditch it. Let's not wait years anymore. Let's start like quantum changing and making these path nudges, like getting ourselves nudged right onto that right path as soon as we feel that way. Saving ourselves a lot of anxiety and turmoil, because to be honest, it's the decision-making process that's the worst. Like if you're on the fence, that's the worst feeling in the world, because you're going back and forth and back and forth. Is it okay that I keep doing this, or should I not, or should I leave this job, or maybe I should stay? That it makes you sick. That's like chaos on the fence, just sick energy. Once you make the decision, it's actually a lot easier. Just make the decision and don't allow yourself to go down that path of pros and cons list anymore. Go deep within to your heart, make the decision that you need to make, stick with it. Write it down, do whatever you need to do. This is the decision. I will not go back. I truly know that this is my path and this is what I need to do. And then from that point on, your highest timeline already exists. Now it's just about you taking the steps towards it. So just take one step at a time, because the hard part is over. You made the decision. Believe it or not, that was the hard part. We tear ourselves up inside trying to do these kinds of things. So just get really real with yourself. Go for a walk or do some meditation or journaling. Get to the root of the problem and feel out what feels best for you. Okay, what would it feel like to stay in this situation? Okay, I felt what that feels like. I visualized it. Okay, now what would it feel like to leave this behind? And if that feels lighter, like a relief, a sense of relief, that's your answer. So if you need any help on big changes and big decisions coming up, please know that I am available to you. I have so many different kinds of services that we could work through together, like a one-on-one session, breakthrough readings, all kinds of things. So please know that you're not alone. You're not the only one going through ascension and life changes and all of that stuff. You are not alone. It's been crazy, but it's really beautiful too. So that's all I have for you today on crystals. Please pop in the comments below what crystal you like. What's your go-to? What's your number one? How do you use it? And what is it good for, and how is it working for you? Because I would love for all of us to like add to our own collections things that are like Starseed approved and like work really well for our galactic energy. Please remember to like this video, share, and subscribe. Check out the description box for my links of all of the different services that you can find. Also, if you find that my videos are helpful to you and you resonate with my energy, please consider donating an amount of your choice. The link is also in the description box. It helps me so much. This is my full-time gig, so I really appreciate and I'm so grateful for all of your generosity and support in the many ways that you support me. I'm grateful, so thank you. So before we go, I just want to remind you to listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye.